Hey, what's happening? So, big news. Steven Gerrard, Rangers? Before I get stuck into it, I just want to highlight something. Yeah, I'm at my father-in-law's house. That is a Nigel Farage UKIP mug. I don't want to ask the question because I don't want to hear the answer. Anyway, Steven Gerrard. So yeah, Steven Gerrard in charge of Glasgow Rangers. What the hell? What the hell's going on? Under 18s manager at Liverpool to managing, if not currently, certainly joint biggest club in Scotland. Wow. Yeah, initial thoughts just literally of shock because that's not meant to happen. Now, I'm not saying Steven Gerrard's not meant to take other jobs, and I think it was a bit of wishful thinking that he was going to sit in Liverpool's academy for 5 or 6 years and then, just step up fully ready to take over from Jurgen Klopp. But so soon into his managerial career, he's only a year into the under-18 stuff, and look, it's a massive opportunity. Rangers, and I know they've fallen massively from grace in the last 5 or 6 years or whatever, but huge football club with massive expectations and an absolutely incredible history. This club's coming up on 150 years old. I think they've won more league titles and trebles than anyone in the history of football ever. I mean, some of that is down to the quality of Scottish football and what it has been, and it hasn't been an incredibly competitive league for a very, very long time. But you can't take away the fact that they've done it. It doesn't make Benfica less of a storied club, or Porto, or Munich, because the leagues aren't necessarily the most competitive, and it's a ridiculous thing to say. So yeah, I mean, look, Rangers very much not up at the top. They're not right there with Celtic, but the gap isn't insurmountable. It feels it after the weekend. It feels it after the latest Old Firm, because they've just got smashed by Celtic. Look, they're a top-flight Scottish team again. They're going to be in the early stages of the Europa League. Steven Gerrard's going to be able to go in. He's going to have experience of managing a massive football club, again, with massive expectations. He's going to be playing in big games because, regardless of what people from outside think of the level of Scottish football, it doesn't matter. The Old Firm derby is a huge game. An entire city completely and utterly taken over and dominated by it. Basically a country taken over and dominated by it. It is Scotland's equivalent of Liverpool Man United, Liverpool Everton, the Manchester, pick a derby. It's a derby. I don't need to explain to you what a derby is. Ridiculously big. If you can manage in that kind of environment, that is as big an environment as you're going to get at any level of football in terms of the heat, the atmosphere, the desire, the passion. Yes, again, we can come back to the quality of football, but I think that's kind of irrelevant at this point. He's managing under 18s in front of 3 men, occasionally Jurgen Klopp and a dog. Taking a step up to this, even if you're talking about, it's a handful of massive games a season, there's still a handful of massive games that he's not managed in yet and won't be managing in anytime soon if he stays at Liverpool in the academy and there or thereabouts. So, on paper, it's a fantastic idea for Steven Gerrard. The only slight negative to it is whether I could get Brendan Rodgers going to Celtic, because he needed to rebuild his reputation a little bit off the back of Liverpool. He needed to go and get European experience, and to be honest, if he wanted to take his next step up, which is to go back to another top European club in England or abroad, he needed to go and prove that he could win silverware again, just make his CV look good. My God, Roy Hodgson's made a career just from having a good CV, which has weirdly got Liverpool on it as well. Very sensible move for Brendan Rodgers. Go and dominate Scottish football for 4 or 5 years and then go and have you pick at whatever jobs are available there. It's not going to be quite as cut and dry for Gerrard, because Rangers are still, even though it's not an insurmountable gap, it is still a gap just in terms of the quality of the squad, in terms of, set up in terms of finances available to them. It's not like he's going to come in and have an easy run like Brendan. Look, again, I'm not looking to denigrate what Brendan Rodgers did, going unbeaten for a season, even in that league. It doesn't happen all the time, therefore it's a difficult thing to do. Seeing them go head-to-head would be very, very interesting. The thing that I noted, though, I went on Google search and typed in Steven Gerrard, and the top Google search is now Steven Gerrard Catholic. That's the thing he's going to have to deal with. That's the thing that he won't be very used to at all as well. And that's a cultural thing that I think people will not be aware of is there's a whole new set of pressures that comes with Rangers and Celtic that doesn't happen in a lot of football clubs, and the sectarianism is something that he's going to have to cope with, and if he thinks he can, then fair play, because again, Steven Gerrard is used to living life under the microscope. He's used to being under pressure. He's used to having the hopes and dreams of a massive northern city on his shoulders, so you know, maybe he can handle it, but it is odd that that's the kind of scrutiny he's going to come under all of a sudden. Do people give a fuck about that? You know, north of the border, and look, people are entitled to have their religious views, but it is something that we just don't get in Liverpool. That type of thing just doesn't exist in our little bubble. So yeah, I think it could be a fantastic job. It feels like it might be a bit too soon. I don't know, but maybe that's the level of Scottish football is. Is it Championship level? Is it League One level with a couple of, you know, higher quality teams in there? I don't really know, if I'm honest. If you watch a lot of the SPFL, let me know in the comments below. But it's interesting. Whether it's right, yeah, probably. I mean, we'll know in the fullness of time, I guess. And look, Steven Gerrard is possessing of the character. He's possessing of the stature to take over that club. Will his lack of experience hamper him when, you know, he could be going into a no-win situation, because he might just not have the experience or the backing to be able to compete with Celtic, and because of the pressure that comes with that job, you might just be on a hide into nothing, because will the Rangers fans be prepared to stick it out? Because they will think, I guess, that they can do something. But if it's simply not possible, then there is no win for Gerrard, and in that instance, maybe it isn't the smartest move. Anyway, listen, whatever happens, I think we'll support him forever and hope that he gets the experience he needs, because as a Liverpool fan, I want to see him back at Liverpool in years to come, and I don't want him as Liverpool manager not knowing what the fuck he's doing. I want him back at Liverpool, primed and ready to take over the job, and I think the only way to do that is to go and earn your stripes, go and get experience of seeing football. He's done LA, he's done the academy stuff. Go over and see Scottish football, get a little bit of European experience under your belt, maybe move on somewhere else after that, and then come back and lead Liverpool into another glorious golden era off the back of Jurgen Klopp. Sounds pretty good to me. Thoughts in the comments below, everyone. Listen, if you want to drop a subscribe on the channel, you can do. That would be amazing. If you want to watch another video, you can do. That would all be amazing. I'm going to Rome. There'll be a vlog. I may die. Drop a like if you want me to live. That would be appreciated as well. Nice one. Cheers.